So how much did the first Drift Academy actually help me? Today, I'm going to take you to my second Drift Academy, and I was able to convince two of my buddies. So you can see Ferris with his fully stock Mazda Miata and Alan with his Genesis G70. This is going to be their very first drift event. They've never drifted their cars or anything, so you guys will be able to follow along to see what kind of mistakes they're doing, things that I have improved on, and stuff like that. So let's go. Just like last time, we had our driver's meeting, and then there was 3 different cones set up on the drift pad, so 3 different cars can start doing donuts at a time. So you guys can see, I was surprised. Donuts were pretty easy. I guess once you know that point where your car drifts and you can catch it, it just makes it so much easier. And here is Ferris doing his first donuts. He was just trying to get a feel for it. You can see him trying to break loose, but he would let out too early, which would stop his oversteer, or counter steer too soon, which straightens out his car. So he wasn't able to oversteer. So it also doesn't help that, his car is really stock. So his suspension is really soft. His car is pretty gripped up. Also, his car is a Miata, so it is pretty underpowered. You really gotta give it a good clutch kick or yank that handbrake to disturb the weight transfer. There's a lot of times where he just ended up just going in circles. So here's Alan doing his first donuts. His car has more power than the Miata, so it's easier to spin, but you need to learn how to know when to let out the throttle and counter steer. So he is oversteering his, that's why he's just spinning out. And then once you start seeing him understeer, it was because he's going too fast without disturbing the car's weight balance. As you can see that 240 right there, that is Braden Lawns. Man, he is killing it nowadays. But this is around the time when he first just started drifting. But he was like natural. He was only 13 years old at that time. So Alan asked me to show him how to do donuts, so I went ahead and tried. I wasn't sure how well I was gonna do since this is the first time that I'm actually driving somebody else's car doing donuts, and to my surprise, it was actually fairly easy. Once you know that feeling where your car is oversteering and then knowing when to catch it, it is pretty easy to get a hold of it. So you can see Ferris is starting to kind of get a hang of it. I was telling him he needs to clutch kick harder, and so now he's actually able to spin his car out instead of just driving in circles. But it's still pretty hard to find that balance. Braden's 1JZ 240 just sounds amazing. Here we have Dan Stuckey. He's showing Braden how to do a reverse entry. It is not an easy task at all. There's Kasey Kohl learning to adjust the cone. Dan and Kasey are the drift instructors for today. Dan Stuckey is a pro level Formula D, and Kasey Kohl is a pro spec level in Formula D. So yeah, after the donuts, as you can see what Dansiki was doing. This is pretty much a freestyle. Everybody just get on there and start doing whatever you want to do. There's cones if you want to try to do donuts, try to do figure eights, try to link all three of them. It's just up to you. But I feel like this part of the event helped the most. So you can test out like longer drifts, different speeds. Just let loose in the car. You're not constrained from how the track layout is, since it is just wide open, and that is when you can actually feel how your car behaves and what your input does to your car. So this G35 was actually there with me at the last drift event. I guess he's gone to a couple already, but he is killing it. So now here's Kasey Kohl with his SR20 240. That sounds really sick. You can see him trying to show us how to do a reverse entry, but like I said, it is pretty hard, so you just gotta keep going, trying it out. But man, car sounds so good. So this is what the Drift Academy is all about. Just for you to make mistakes, learn from it, just have fun, and man, I miss it. So here Ferris asked Kasey Kohl if he can show him how to drift his car. And check this out. Kasey Kohl is driving his car so hard. He is fighting it. The car just wants to grip up. It's just his design. It has stock everything, so you can see the body roll. You can see him just clutch kicking it so hard just to make it break loose. If you guys push it hard enough, you can definitely drift it. But yeah, pretty sick. Here are some backy attempts by the G35 and Braden. Here's Ferris doing his freestyle alone. As you can see, it's different from when he first started, so he's getting more confident, but he's still trying to figure it out. So here I'm giving Ferris a ride, trying to show him how I'm doing the drifts on the freestyle. I was able to drive Alan's G70 before he left, but we had a hard time drifting his car. For some reason, it wouldn't stay in second gear. It would just upshift on its own every time I tried to redline it. I couldn't get it back down to first gear, so we just had a hard time drifting Alan's car. So here they created a drift track with cones. It was a really tight track, really fun to do. Here's Kasey Kohl showing us how to get around it. Yeah, dang, he's so smooth. here's my first attempt with the custom drift track. It was actually not bad. I thought it was gonna be super hard. It's really tight, and I know how big my car is. There was only one spot that I mainly had issues with, which was after that very long sweeper. I'm not sure what exactly I'm doing wrong. I mean, I was just pegging second gear, and I know I couldn't shift to third because my gearing is way too long. And then, but like once I let out, I guess my wheel speed is too high, so I would just spin out. I wish I tried to use my e-brake just to slow down the rear, but I didn't think to use the e-brake at all throughout the whole event, so I just forgot about it. At the end, I finally started figuring out how to get it to link, which I had to manji it, and which you'll see later on. This was my final lap of the event. Well, my car just started overheating as it did throughout the whole day. 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight drifting. The car just couldn't keep it cool. If you guys watched my radiator video, it actually ended up being the radiator fans that I had. But yeah, that was an amazing day. Drift academies were so fun. I wish they would hold it again. Yeah, once my car starts overheating, I'll just pull off and start driving around in the back until it cools down, then go ahead and shut it down. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and we'll see you guys next time.